So I want to know what you think are the biggest trends coming for 2017 in terms of sales management and sales leadership.
Well, in my world, they have what's called functional leadership now. Functional leadership is, no, Jen, it may be different for you, but in my world, there are managers that have to hire. They have to develop them and train them. They have to do demos, which is going out and doing joint work and sell for them in the beginning. They're also going to have to hold them accountable to their numbers and et cetera. So they wear different hats. They're a coach, they're a trainer, they're a supervisor, they're a mentor. And they have all these different functions. And then unfortunately, instead of saying we have to teach our people better, what is now happening, at least in our industry, is they're going to functional leadership, which is saying, all right, all you do is coach. Oh, wow. All you're going to do is onboard people.
So you're taking out the hiring responsibility and the management responsibility?
Well, it depends. Like, for instance, Jen, you now may be the hiring manager. Jeff, you may be now the supervisor. Instead of all of us doing all of it, now they're cutting it down to maximize my quote-unquote strength. Mm-hmm. And I think that from the outside, I'm the guy's yelling, hey, you're naked to the king as he's walking down the street, and everyone's going, you're awesome. But this is a short-term fix. Unless you have a rotation for functional leadership, you're actually shooting yourself in the foot for about 3 years from now to have no bench strength.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. I think everybody should be not accountable, responsible. Mm-hmm. Because no one wants it. You got into sales so you wouldn't have to be accountable. And CRM makes you accountable, and that's why salespeople don't use it. But I think more important is that if I tell a person you're accountable to me versus you're responsible to yourself and your family, I think they're going to take that responsibility a hell of a lot more seriously.
Yes, and what they do at work and their goals and everything else all have to be tied to it. But for most managers, I would turn around and say, Jen, at least in my world, that is becoming a pretty big movement. And I think it's a short-term Band-Aid. And I think in 5 years from now, people are going to turn around and say, we have no one. We have no leaders.
So what would you do instead? If you got to make the call, how would you change it up?
Well, if they want to stay in the mindset of functional leadership, then you need to have functional leadership on a 15 to 18 month wheel. So you're going to be a recruiter for 2 years, then you're going to go into joint work for a year, then you're going to go into, that's fine. But to have someone become a joint work specialist and all that's all they're going to do for the next 4 or 5 years, you're actually killing yourself on getting your managers ready for leadership. I mean, you're taking their roles, instead of saying you have 10 roles to do, you now only have one, right? And then, but you need those other roles for experience to be a great leader.
And for understanding. I mean, if you are only going to coach on how to get an appointment or how to close a sale, there's 90 other things that go into that.
It seems expensive, too, because it seems like they're saying, well, we know we're giving you these 5 things to do, but you're only good at one. So we're just going to have you do one, and we're going to get 4 other people to do the 4 other things.
It seems like somebody who's not in sales made this decision.
Well, you would have potentially at each office, maybe you'd have 6 or 7 managers currently. Mm-hmm. And 6 or 7 managers, you may have 1 doing great, 2 that are doing okay, and I got 3 or 4 that who the hell gave them a management job, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. So let's rise them to some other level of mediocrity so they can either be more mediocre, or should we just fire them?
Well, even worse yet, in my mind, is they're
lower
putting
the expectation.
Makeup on an ass's on the backside of a mule, for God's sakes, right? And they're saying, hey, this is not an ass; it looks great. So if you have someone who does nothing but can do joint work, make them a damn salesperson, right? Just have them do joint work. Why make them a manager? So
I agree.
I just think they're doing, they're killing themselves for another 5 years from now.